Hi there, and welcome to another episode here on Bustthenet. This is the show called Kingstonian Diaries. It's a show where I take a team from the lower leagues and bring them through the ranks and try and get them to some glory. The last show we did, heartbreak for me. I mean, Carabao Cup losing in extra time to a set piece was very disappointing. I was like, I wanted to stop playing the game for a while. And now, following that result, we've had a few bad results as well. After the defeat to Leicester City, we drew against Bournemouth, then lost to United 2-0. I mean, this game was just one-sided. United just pummeled. Credit to our team. I mean, we lasted for a while. 1-0 and we were holding on until the 84th minute. There's still a chance that we could come back after Danny Carabao was sent off in the 82nd minute. But we couldn't do anything. I mean, United just too strong. The case losing that match. And then to add insult to injury, Fulham Championship side knocked us out of the FA Cup. I was too conservative, I would say, in this game. So far, the team has been okay. I mean, training overall, we're still focusing on keeping things simple, working on the attributes that I think the players should be having in terms of training. We're just focusing on balance. Honestly, we don't have that great. We look at this basic training facility, so we can't really expect too much. I'm hoping that over time we can make some money and we can slowly start improving the facilities financially. Once we start like really having money in the bank, we'll think about that. So far, our balance profit from this season, we made a loss last season of 731 million. So I'm only going to start reinvesting into the club once this number starts looking positive. So we want to try and keep our heads above water first, survive, and then we shall do the necessary. I mean, honestly, we're doing quite well. 27 points from 19 games. We're quite far away from the bottom tier clubs. We're nearly halfway through the season. And I think one or two more wins under our belt, and I can probably say that we've had a successful season because we've avoided relegation. I mean, this will be, if I don't make it to Europe, this will be the first time it's happened. It's never happened before. I mean, usually I get promoted, I do well, I finish off. I usually am in fifth spot. Sometimes the best I've done is Champions League, in fact, and then I go in there. The underdogs are in the Champions League, but that's hardly ever happened. I don't think it's going to happen in this game because I don't feel the same sort of confidence now. In fact, these games where I lost, I was very nervous. I mean, against Fulham. I was like, I played my system, and I was like, okay, let's be a bit defensive, and I got whopped. So now we've got a very important match at home to Derby County. Now, if we can get a win against Derby County, I would be pretty confident that we'll stave off relegation. It's going to be a tough match. As you can see, we've lost to Leicester, and Leicester is on 17 points. So they're not far away from relegation themselves. But as you can see from the table, United, Spurs, Chelsea, Liverpool, all doing pretty okay. Liverpool still, I mean, I don't know what's wrong with this game, but Liverpool always finish miles away from the rest. Then we've got the Saints doing very well. West Ham, Arsenal, City, unbelievably, 32 points. The manager is now Simon Davis from Wales. Who the hell is Simon Davis? I mean, he's a caretaker manager. Pep Guardiola has been given the sack. Right, so he's gone. So Pepe is out. So we've got this player who's had 3 manager jobs. He's here managing Man City. Unbelievable, because last season Man City finished second and Pep is out of a job. What in the world has happened to this club? The chairman. So let's just find out where Pep Guardiola is. The man, the legend he's now the manager of PSG. So PSG have come in, swooped for him. And PSG right now, Well, they're second as well. So Pep Guardiola, the manager, he's got to do something with this club. They're doing okay. 51 points. I mean, they should win the title, I guess. Whether or not they do well in the Champions League, now that will be interesting. Let's see how they've done in the Champions League. No, the Champions League 2-1 in the group PSG. Well, it looks like they're through. They're facing Chelsea in the first knockout round of the Champions League. Wow, Pep Guardiola has left England, has gone to Paris. What about Wenger? As we all know, Wenger has announced look at this. He's the director of football at Arsenal. So he's no longer, he's 74 years old. The old man is a director of football. He's still around. So that's a quick update on what's happening in the game. Very fascinating. But what are we gonna do? Well, we're gonna go into this game. I'm gonna my head is telling me this is suicidal. Inverted wingback on support. No, I'm not gonna use the red faro because the thought had crossed my mind. Use the red faro, but the red faro isn't designed for this team. If we use the red faro here, I'm probably gonna regret it. So we got Stephen O'Connor, Dominic Ball, Johnny Byrne at the back. Price is the halfback, O'Donnell. It's the same team. I hardly ever changed this team. We tried to get a loan signing from Monaco. He's about 20 years old. But Monaco basically said, to hell with you. I get that response quite a lot. I mean, they don't literally say that in the game, but I am imagining that they're saying to hell with you. So here we go. Derby County and Kingstonian. We are at home, and we're hoping against all hope that the boys can turn in a result. Al Palm with the ball to Etebo, to Sam Johnson. I mean, okay, let's face it, a lot of it has got to do with the injury to our number one goalkeeper. I mean, this Sam Johnson isn't that good for this team. He's good. He's a League One keeper, maybe, but definitely not Premiership quality. And what a header from Stephen O'Connor, forcing a save from Jack Butland. Now, Jack Butland, I don't mind signing. Price plays it short to Cavari. Cavari into far post. Ooh, that was a good set pieces. Unfortunately, nothing doing. Bandy, and yes, without another goal. It's been disallowed. Thank God for that. Oh boy, I'm done with feeling dejected. Can I please get a win? We haven't been playing so well, but we had a good run of results. But it's not too bad. I mean, look at the situation. We're newly promoted. All I have to do is keep my head above water. Get the target for next season is this. I've already started scouting for a winger. Somebody can play as a winger. I'm also scouting for a fullback who's got amazing speed and can get down the flanks, because I've got a plan for next season. Carl Norton is not gonna last. I don't expect him to be able to play next season. He's 35 years old, so he's not the fastest at the back. So we're hoping that Phelan was onside, but we're hoping that we get more players in, and I have more options. Hall with the ball, plays it to Phelan. Phelan to O'Donnell. O'Donnell back to Cavari. Cavari is, he's challenged. Perfect tackle to get the ball away. Jordan Much, I can bring him on. He's 32 years old. But he's also quite slow. Hall to Phelan. Phelan back to Price. Price plays it wide to Cavari. Cavari slides it for O'Donnell. O'Donnell crossing it far post. Hall. That's why we need a winger. Hall is just slow over the top. There goes Gallagher. There goes thank goodness there was no goal. Yes. Okay, Johnston to Byrne. Byrne to Price. Price to O'Donnell. Okay, so far looking alright. We try to stretch play as much as possible, which over the top again. Byrne does well. Both strikers not having a good game. There goes Norton. Price to O'Donnell. O'Donnell to Phelan. Phelan tries to chip one. Okay, so here we go. The boys are gonna try and okay, a point earned is a point won for me. That's it. This is my attitude for first week, first season here. I don't even know what I'm saying half the time. So please excuse it. Jason Cummins has to come off. So team talk. I'm not happy with your performance. Tactics. I'm gonna give Callum Higgins a go. I mean, seriously. I mean, how long can I expect this from some of my players? Kevin O'Connor. Okay. I'm gonna bring Kyle Norton off and bring on Mahim Wovoda, who's a bit faster. Start the second half. It's a big risk. I didn't want to take off Kyle Norton because he usually plays quite well. O'Donnell over the top. This is our typical football right now. In terms of the possession numbers, they should be quite okay. 58%, 57%. I'm just trying to control this game and get more players involved in the transitions. Callum Higgins was so close. Derby County looking for the win, are they? They've tossed in 3 players into the mix. 20 minutes to go. Derby County expected to win this match. And this is my philosophy. Try and keep things simple. Don't take too many risks and try and nick a win. This is what I do with Kingstonian my first season. The whole idea here is to survive. So there's no magic trickery here. I don't game the system. I just try to win the important battles. That's what you should be trying to do as well if you've got a newly promoted side. How do you, I mean, unless you you can scout the world and get the best players cheap, and that's a different story. Okay, here we are with a few more minutes left on the clock. We do not want to have another one of those heartbreak defeats. Higgins with the ball, holds it up really well. Wovoda back to Higgins, to Kavari, now to O'Donnell. This is good, but Phelan, whoever that is, Cummings or Phelan, one of you is an idiot. Okay. Oh no, it's a great save from the keeper. Wovoda does brilliantly. Okay, well, look at these numbers. These numbers tell me the boys are having a good game. Right, 7.4, 7.8, 6.4 for Callum Higgins. Unfortunately for him, he's just doing what is expected of him. Thorn over the top. Wovoda gets there. Kavari, Price, Wovoda. Back to O'Connor, to O'Donnell. O'Donnell finds Toure. Toure over the top. Yes! Higgins is away. Higgins! Oh, he misses. I don't believe it. We could have just stolen the match. This is exactly what we do. We steal wins. We are thieves. Oh, we could have won that right at the death. Thorn. O'Connor puts it out for O'Connor. Well, typical season for me. That's it. Full-time whistle, 1-1. And we've done well. It's just not our night. Derby County, give us a point. We're getting closer and closer to survival. So the first match of the show ended goalless. And look at this. Kingstonian are woeful. I've never had that happen to me in my entire life. I've never seen the word woeful in describing how I'm doing. My goodness, this is terrible. So now we've got a second match coming up. We've got Everton. We've drawn the first game. And now we are playing against Everton, or playing a 4-2-3-1. And how will we do at home to a side as good as Everton? I don't think they're the same Everton in real life who are struggling. Again, I start with Kyle Norton. That's always my preferred option. And to be honest, I just press continue. And I forgot to take off Kyle Norton. I'm trying to sound cool. But no, I did something stupid. Should have played the other guy who's faster. Okay. So what are we going to do? So far, the goal is simple: get a point. People, I don't know if this is interesting, but it beats. It's not like my Cop Diary save or my Ajax save, right? We were in the Cop Diaries in Ajax. I almost feel I'm going to win most of the time because the players are that good. We have the money. But with a team like the Case, I've got to like I gotta play systems to their strengths. Like the players, I'm playing it to my players' strengths, and I'm trying to make sure that I have enough control over vulnerable areas of the pitch. So I play a wide 4-1-3-2 because I'm petrified of the 4-2-3-1s and the 4-3-3. So this system at least gives me a half a chance when I'm on a break. Then I get this winger bombing up the flanks. I get an inverter wing back coming in here in some of the matches, and he and this is how we do it, right? So we get all kinds of flukes. We might get an own goal. We might get a goal from a breakaway, and yeah, unbelievable. Hall strikes it. It takes the deflection. It goes into goal, and then we wait for the inevitable backlash for most of the sides, and once that happens, we take a goal. I go defensive fullback on defense. So I'm just gonna go defensive fullback on defense, and we stolen a goal, and then the other team comes at us, and I hope now we're playing control structured. Pass into space, push higher up. I'm gonna drop the defensive line to normal, and we're gonna play on standard structured. And hopefully that's enough to hit them on the break. We're not going to be too adventurous with the number of players we have in transitions. Kovare with the ball shoots. Pickford, Jordan Pickford makes the save. Yeah. So this is basically how we play the game. Hall with the ball finds Phelan. Phelan can't get it out. Jangto to Thiago Maya. Now to Sousa, to Jangto, to Thiago Maya, now to Kuros, to Haljovic, to Thiago Maya. Look at them. They're passing the ball with pylons. Like we not providing any resistance. I know for a fact that we're not going to win the ball in this area or that area. I'm just like hoping that they take their shots and they miss. That's how bad we are. So when we get chances, we take them. So we're 29 minutes in. 30 minutes in, so all we do is we defend for dear life now. There's one other way of I can defend. I can go counter fluid and just have no outlet, but that would be risky because that would be crazy. So I'm playing standard and structured, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm playing standard structured, so we don't have too many players. The ones who are attacking are attacking, and the rest are going to be focusing on keeping defensive positioning. So far, so good. Kingstonian. Dressing room. Let's do a team talk. Oh my goodness, my players are switching off. Seriously, I should fire half of them next season. O'Donnell to Phelan. All right, Burn with the ball, clears the ball. He doesn't want to think too. He's like, I'm playing the simple game, boss. I don't want to do any thinking today. We're just going to clear the ball. Jangto to Sousa. Okay, that's it. We just conceded a goal. Yeah, it happens. Like, we're defensive, and they should be able to find their way through us. It may have been a bit early for me to go with these two DFBs. I think that was my mistake. I went early. Went a bit early with that. So we made one mistake. Sometimes you have to wait to decide when you want to be a bit more defensive. It's a risk I took, and I paid the price. I was hoping that these two guys will hold back and then we just hit balls over the top. But in the end, we just allowed them to come at us, and we failed. So Kingstonian 1, Everton 1. And with just a few minutes left in the game, I'm going to take a chance. We're going to ask Kevin O'Connor to attack the flanks. Kawari to O'Donnell to Kavari, out to O'Donnell, back to Price, down. I no, it's Abraham shoots. Johnston makes a great save. Wow, they got into a 4-3-3. This is pretty risky at the moment for us as well because I'm not changing our stance. We're still going to use the inverted wing back. Sosa, O'Connor, Gray, Everton are shocked that they are being held by the mighty K's. Yes, the mighty K's are holding Everton as well. This is a shocking transfer. This is a shocking result for Everton. They did not expect this. O'Connor over the top, great. They've got 3 players inside the box to aim for, and they do. Shit, it's Everton 2, Kingstonian 1. Oh. Gambled, and it didn't pay off. Because once in a while I will gamble and I'm gonna hope, but it didn't pay off, and we've lost. Everton 2, Kingstonian 1. My head was telling me change it to a DFB, but no, I had to be stubborn. I was thinking that my players were good enough for the job, but they weren't. So Everton have beaten Kingstonian 2-1. First game was a point earned, and the second game we lost the point. Well, that's disappointing. The table, Kingstonian dropped down the table. Yes, we are now 13th on the table, 28 points. We still need to get some points on the board, but I suspect that we will be able to stay away from the relegation zone. We're doing pretty well, and I'm just a bit disappointed that after the point against Derby County, we lost to Everton 2-1. So we're having a bad run of results now. Am I gonna panic? No. Or we'll get a win somewhere. I'm hoping we'll get a win soon because we had this nice run here, and then after that everything has gone south. Well, I hope you enjoyed this edition of the Kingstonian Diaries. We are still trying. We're hoping that we'll do well. I might have to tweak the tactic a bit, but it's largely, the tactic itself, I don't think I have too many issues with this tactic, right? It's about getting boys into space. It's just that we don't have a lot of strong players. Look at this. He's the best player I have in terms of positioning. Then I've got this guy who doesn't really tackle very much. Then I've got this guy who doesn't really tackle very much, and I've got this guy who doesn't really tackle. So what I plan to do in the next few matches is to push Kevin O'Connor and drop Hall. So this is what we're going to look like in the next couple of games. Kevin O'Connor is going to start playing here because he can tackle. That might help because we are not doing a very good job of keeping the ball. Kyle Norton will sit out and we play for Voda in this position. So this is the lineup I think that I need to start playing with because we're not playing as well as I think we can. Well, I hope you enjoyed this edition of the Kingstonian Diaries. If you have any questions, please look me up on Twitter at Bustthenet or addicted2fm.com, my website. Once again, I'd like to thank all my patrons for their continued support of this channel. You make these kind of shows possible for the rest of the community. You guys take care. Have a good one. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.